What is going on out there, peeps? In case you are sleeping or napping on a job, Bob, you're not seeing what's going on in the gold and silver market. It's impressive. So I started going back through some of my posts. Actually, I started on before I started Pimpy's investment chat. I had another group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. Back at the end of 2018, I was telling people about gold and silver. You want to hear something funny? Gold, my first post was about $1,200. Silver was around $12, but then dropped down to $9 an ounce. Gold at $1,200 at the end of 2018. When I was telling people, buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver. This is before Pimpy's investment chat. Can you imagine buying silver at $9 an ounce right now with premiums probably somewhere around $11 an ounce? Good Lord. Oh, man, I would be stacking up big time. Imagine gold at around $1,200 an ounce. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here before we get into things real quick. You guys know this. If you're considering buying precious metals, please consider our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be in the description. If you're a first-time purchaser there and you buy more than 100 ounces of, or 100 ounces, let me rephrase that. If you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, you can use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. All right, you guys, so go on over there, buy some. It's not too late. People keep saying, Pimpy, is it too high? No, no. Are you kidding me? I'm still buying now. No, it's not. We have Pimpy's investment chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. In here, we do talk about gold and silver, as well as foreign currency investments and cryptocurrencies as well. Come on in. No politics stuff, no current event stuff, no Trump stuff in there, please. Bring that over here. See, I have another group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. In here, we do talk about NESARA, GESARA, current events, as well as what's going on with Trump, and those things that people consider to be, I don't know, conspiracy, like QAnon. All right? So come on over. It's free to do so. The links are in the description. Just like if you want to buy, for those of you in other countries, I got links in here for you to buy, where you could buy gold and silver in Ireland, where you could buy 2 places in Australia. I got a couple places in the UK, a couple places in the description for those of you who are interested in Canada. So you guys, it's not too late for you. Jump all over that stuff, would you? Look where the market is right now, okay? This is crazy, but let me just refresh it. 2079 and still climbing. Even though the markets are starting to go down after hours, silver was above 30, came back a little bit of a correction. So let's talk about this. When all these so-called experts were saying that gold would not hit 2,000 until the end of the year, I said, hell no. It's going to hit 2,000 before the end of summer. We're above 2,000. When you guys see me make a joke about that guy in the video saying that silver would hit $30 by the end of the year, and I said, man, I'll slap the goatee off you. No, I said it was going to happen at the very latest, the end of August. It actually passed $30, came back down to $29.20. Look, it's not going to, they have a very healthy climb. Now, having said that, I still keep waiting for the so-called powers that be, the manipulators, to do something and bring these prices down a little bit from where they are. They can't afford for them to be up here. Let me tell you why. I thought I was saying 4 of the biggest banks, but 6 of the largest banks right now who put shorts on gold and silver or losing hundreds of millions of dollars. They can't keep this up because eventually they're going to have to stop and they're going to have to cover the shorts, and they're not going to be able to do that. We might actually, and I mean we, us around the world, if we keep buying gold and silver at the pace that we are, we might actually destroy about 6 major banks because they've been selling and manipulating the price of gold and silver to the point where they no longer can cover it. This ought to be interesting. So, nonetheless, I told you guys, pay attention to what the so-called experts and the powers that be are doing, not what they're saying, okay? Because they're going to lie to you. Now, people go, Pimpy, I thought you said there's going to be some kind of correction. It's going to come back down. I still think that, and I do think it's going to happen in August. I just don't know when, because this growth is actually very healthy. It's supported. What that means is this: when we have what's called resistance levels, these are dollar levels that we say when we get there, people usually sell, making it hard to break through this particular level. So you have speculators who are new at this. They go, oh, so if my gold I'm buying is at $1,600, if it hits $1,800, I'm selling. So that's called a resistant level because everybody sells. They want to try to make a quick buck. Don't do that. So we keep passing all these resistant levels for both gold and silver. What's that tell you? That people are not falling for this. We're not buying and dumping. We're actually doing the opposite. We're buying and keeping. So that helps for us for when people are investing in gold and silver long term, those continue to grow, those types of investments. Those who are trying to short the market and manipulate it, yeah, man. They're losing their control to be able to do that. I still am anticipating seeing something happen here in August, but at the pace it's going right now, it is a very healthy growth. It really is. It's not like super flying up and flying down. You hear experts going, well, silver's flying up. No, yeah, not really. It's got a really healthy growth. These resistance levels are being supported. Silver right now, when you buy it with premiums on there, you're spending somewhere around $35, $36 an ounce. Gold has premiums as well. What that means is people are willing to pay the higher price just to get their hands on these precious metals. That's how we're smashing through these resistant levels. We're continuing to do this around the world. So somebody said, Pimpy, when will silver reach a price in which you stop buying? Or are we there yet? No, we're not. I know that silver's way undervalued. If I'm being serious, honest, I'll probably stop when we start getting close to the $50 an ounce level. To me, that's kind of high. But I'm anticipating it going much higher than that, way higher than that. But then when we start getting around that level, now, of course, I'm going to be a little nervous. Okay? As far as gold is concerned, once we start getting around $2,200 an ounce, then what I'll do is I'll just hold on to my holdings. But between then and now, I'm stacking, man. I am stacking. I'm getting ready to send in comic books, brand spanking new from the 1980s. They look immaculate. I'm getting ready to send in to get graded. Why? Because if you get a high grade, I can sell for a lot more money. And I'm going to get a high grade because it looked like they were just brought off the press. Sending them in. I have X-Mans, you name it. I got the first ever Bloodshot, which is a movie that just came out with Vin Diesel, is number 0. I have Superman magazines that are really hard to get that are immaculate shape. Batmans. I have the first Banes. Okay, 2 of them. They look fresh off the press. Yeah, I'm getting rid of them. People are like, collectors like, no. Yeah, but I got 2 of them, so I might get rid of one, keep the others. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Because right now, to me, the best investment to be in is in gold and silver. So when silver starts getting somewhere between $40 and $50, I'll start rethinking about my investments. But until then, I am buying like crazy. Once we start seeing gold get around to $2,200, then I'm going to just slow down and watch the market from there. But something tells me we all know that gold and silver is extremely undervalued, and it's about time they get their comeuppance. All right, seriously, they are. So let's tune in to some more experts. I told you guys I love Kitco. I pay attention to them. But let's listen to what this guy has to say because it's very interesting. As he's talking, I am going to comment on his comments.
Gold prices have hit the much anticipated $2,000 an ounce, but this was a long time coming, according to our next guest, who has been calling for this for quite some time. E.B. Tucker, you are correct once again. How did you make this happen?
Well, David, I have the power to see the future. I mean, obviously, I'm kidding, but we've been studying this for years, and the first target was 1,500.
Okay. First of all, they haven't been studying this for years. The way it's turning out right now, let me tell you why. There's no way they could have predicted that a pandemic would cause a closure of businesses around the world. It's impossible to do that. They could not have predicted the worldwide economical crash. First of all, the crash is already happening. The Rona is just an excuse for this. We have several in the United States. Before, you would have one or two bubbles that would pop from time to time that would cause a dip in the market, but then we would recover. But that would only happen here in the United States. These bubbles are there again, but they're worldwide. Here in the United States, we have a real estate bubble that's getting ready to pop. We have a bond market. It's just getting ready to pop. You know what I mean? We have all kinds of different debt bubbles that are all popping. We've never seen this before. All these different debt bubbles popping at the same time. Hell no, we've never seen this. The fact that we got what's going on with the Treasury and the Fed pumping out money like it's freaking candy cane. No, that we've never seen anything like this. Quantitative easing. No, they've never seen anything like this. So for anybody to say, oh, there might be some people out there go, whoa, you know, we predicted a black swan event. Wow, man, we are definitely in a so-called black swan event. But nonetheless, what's happening around the world right now is definitely driving up the gold and silver price to the point that it's not controllable for these guys anymore.
You know, we came on the show and told you how that was going to happen. And then the next target was 1900, which was the old high. So now, you know, we have a new target.
Okay, I got to brag again. I can't help it. At the end of 2018, I was telling everybody, buy, when gold was $1,200 and silver was $9. Buy. At the end of 2018. So I'm kicking your butt, bud.
Target we can talk about by the end of the year. We feel very confident with it. And, you know, this gold rally is very fun to watch because it's been building for a long time. Yeah. And you know you're onto something when almost all the commentary you see about the rally is wrong.
I love what he just said. Did you hear what he just said? You know you're on the right track when every commentary out there is wrong. That's what I'm saying. Don't these kind of guys, Kitco, people like this, they're independent from these types of bigwig when it comes to news and them trying to peddling off false information. These people are separate. They're independent. These are people that I watch. Lynette Zhang, Kitco, Arcadia Economics, you know what I mean? I do listen to all they have to say. I do. You just take it all and you absorb it and you figure out where they're going. Mark Moss is another person. You know what I mean? But these people have been telling us this is going to happen. So don't listen to J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs. Are you freaking kidding me? They told everybody in one breath, don't buy gold and silver, and then turn around and send a memo out to their big whales to go ahead and buy a lot of gold and silver.
So we can talk about that as well, because that's the primary thing that's got us excited right now.
We're going to talk about how you make these predictions, because I think a lot of viewers want to know your secret sauce, or whether or not you've been hiding this.
He watches Pimpy's investment chat.
Crystal ball in your closet that no one knows about. But first, I want to ask you how your sentiment is right now, because you did initially call for gold to hit $2,000 a little bit later in the year, and a lot of people actually had anticipated.
I say gold 2,000, silver $30 by August. We're there now. I'm gonna tell you right now, silver at 35 before the end of the month, and gold above 2,100 before the end of the month.
Anticipated gold to climb higher later in the year. Does this sudden rise this summer worry you at all? Have we gone a little too fast, too soon?
Well, it's a perfect question, because normally I would say yes, but what I'm seeing in the daily action is that gold is rising in a very measured way.
Yes.
It's not meeting much resistance.
Nope.
So when that's happening, you just step out of the way and let it go.
Yep.
That's what you do, because at some point you'll have a correction, but you're not going to have that correction yet. And so when you see it...
Oh, it will happen this month. I want to make sure you guys are prepared for this. All you newbies that are investing, when it happens, do not be scared. What that means, a correction means the prices are going to drop. Okay? To a point where you might get a shock factor. So what I want you to do is you hold tight. You don't let it panic. It might go 1 day, 2 days. It might stretch out over 5 days where it looks like it's slowly lowering. Do not panic. Don't do it. Hang tight, because then all of a sudden you're going to see a recovery, and then it's going to take off to the moon.
Chart moving like this, you have your position. Anyone that read the book knows exactly how this is going to happen. I mean, you've got a copy of the book there with you, yeah. and you know as well as everyone that's read it, that we laid out the path. Now, we told people, you got two things in life that are key in the markets: how and when. So we laid out the how, and we talked about what the when would look like, but the when things are going to happen is constantly evolving. Because things come along that you weren't expecting, but those factor into the model, and they accelerate things. And so our target for the end of the year is accelerated now that we crossed with a lot of horsepower. I mean, we didn't go out with a whimper when it came to taking out the old high. We went out with a bang, and
Here's the thing. It's not just here in the United States. This is worldwide. There's records being set everywhere regarding gold and silver.
that's going to continue.
EB, your book came out 2 months ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think 2 months ago, right? Why gold? Why now? The war against your wealth and how to win it. I've had a chance to read a few more chapters since I got a hold of it. And one part stuck out to me correctly. You wrote that crisis breeds chaos. What are we seeing right now? Are we seeing crisis or are we seeing chaos?
Well, capitalist systems have recessions. I mean, we haven't had a proper recession since 2002, but a crisis system is different. I mean, you go from bubble to crisis to bubble to crisis. Now, as you see, you had your crisis in March this year. You had an immediate response of several $1 trillion. Now you're having another response. I mean, we talked about what to look for when you see these responses. I mean, they all have fingerprints, and once you learn how to read them, you see what's coming after the crisis. Now you have the HEALS Act. We talked about why they named these things with acronyms in the book, and explained how they work. So one thing people need to see is that this is not 2010, 2011. A lot of people that bought gold in 2010, they held on to it till now. They're selling it. I can't even tell you the number of calls I've gotten from people that feel bad that they finally sold their gold a couple of months ago because they got back to where they bought it in 2010. And I try to tell them, and we said this in the book, this has nothing to do with 2010.
Nothing. I said that. I told you guys what happened here in the United States was different. What's happening now is worldwide. There's the difference between the two. Okay? This is why this time is much more different. Because people go, well, back in 1980, and then back in 1992, and then back in 2002, and then 2008, 2010, 2011. I'm like, yeah. Still, all these are related to things that happen in the United States, certain particular bubbles that busted. You know what I mean? It's different now. It is way, way different. Way different. You guys hold tight for this ride.
I mean, back then you had the very early stages of QE. It was controversial, for the Fed to be involved with a few $1 billion in the market every month. Now you have trillions of dollars. So in 2010, QE was new. Now it's over a decade old and it's ramping up. And it's not just QE, it's a whole crisis system. So we're going to go back into a bubble, and then we'll have a crisis, and these bubbles get bigger and the crisis gets bigger. Now you got to be able to spot these things, or you're
You hear what he said? The bubbles are getting bigger. The crises are getting bigger. Come on. There's some of you that way back when I first talked about gold and silver, you guys jumped on it. You guys have been celebrating since then. I don't want us to get overly excited when it gets high and then get overly down when it's low. Just hang tight. I'm excited. I watch the markets more than you guys do. Trust me when I tell you this. I'm obsessed with them. Okay? Absolutely. Because we've not seen this before. Now, silver has been higher before. It's been high. It's actually hit the $40 mark. It actually has. I told you guys that silver is that hyperactive child that you need, is ADHD, that you need to give meds to calm down. So when the ratio between gold and silver is where it is right now, then yeah, buy silver. But once it starts getting around a 30-1, then swap them and get gold. Gold calmly goes up and calmly goes down. Silver is volatile. It shoots up, shoots down, shoots up, shoots down. And that's the crazy thing about it. But it always outperforms gold. The thing is, it outperforms gold to a point, and then you have to know when that point is, and to turn around and then, get your gains or trade it in for gold to secure your wealth.
You're going to get wiped out in the crisis, and they happen fast. It's a lot faster than a real recession, which takes time to play out because that's a natural event. A crisis in a bubble is a created event.
Created which do you think is a stronger force in gold right now, the dollar?
Did you just hear that? A created event.
Or inflation?
Well, the dollar is the last currency to make a high in gold. So obviously we watch, the Canadian dollar, the Aussie. We watch all the major countries in the world. They all put in new highs in gold before the dollar. So the dollar is merely playing catch up. I mean, you can see it in the strength of the euro right now. So there's an adjustment period that we're in right now. The dollar is weakening relative to other currencies. You're not hearing much about it. Most people in the U.S. don't know that the dollar is valued against other currencies. I mean, it makes up about half of the dollar index is about half euro weighted. So.
All right, you guys, remember, for those of you who are holding on to foreign currencies via the Vietnam Dong or the Iraqi dinar, do you hear what he's saying? The dollar continues to weaken against other currencies. When the dollar collapses, the other currencies will rise against our value. Then we make our exchange.
So one currency to watch is the euro to see it. The euro is gaining value, the dollar is losing value. So if you travel internationally, you know this, but most people in the U.S. don't. In fact, only a small percentage even have a passport. So people don't notice this. Now, in the book, we talked about other times in the past where the dollar was in a period of weakening and what happened with gold. This is not new. I mean, back to Nixon, 71, there was a period where they tried to hide the devaluation of the dollar. And it's a measured devaluation. They don't want this to be reckless. But you have an adjustment period. And so we're in that right now. So that right now, the dollar value is the big deal. Inflation is a much more complicated situation because right now everything you buy is going up in price, but assets that you own are going down in value, generally speaking.
And where?
Okay, again, this is good. You hear what he's saying? So gold and silver, it's not so much we focus on the price of gold and silver. No, what we want to know is the value. The difference between price and value, and I've said this before, you see the price of gold and silver can go up. But if other assets go up as well in price, then we're not gaining anything. There's no value to our gold and silver. You see what I'm saying? Now, if other assets like real estate go down in value, but the value of gold and silver goes up, that means when we sell our gold and silver, we have more value. We can get more assets, or we have a stronger purchasing power with our gold and silver. Do you see what I mean? So in other words, it's like this. So if the price, I'm just going to use this as an example. It's just an example. Let's say a house sells for $10,000. Let's say your 1 ounce of gold is worth $10,000. Well, if gold goes up to $15,000 and so does your house, that's just an increase in price. That's not an increase in value. See what I'm saying? So if the value of the house stays at $10,000, but the value of gold goes up to $15,000, then you've gained in value. That's what we're seeing happening right now. Okay? This is great for those of us who hold on to gold and silver.
Where do you see inflation headed? Are we going to get prices rising, or are we going to get prices decreasing in the case of deflation? What do you see is more likely?
So what's really hard for people, and you got to try to hear this and not fight too much with it, but deflation is the real problem, because what happens is we're swimming in too much money. So you have so much money that's been created, and all that money that's created over the last 10 years goes looking for investments. Okay, so supply and demand. When all that money goes chasing after investments, the return on those investments goes down, 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 because there's more dollars than good ideas. So right now I'm in Las Vegas. You have too many hotels. Okay, Planet Hollywood closed, Cromwell closed. I mean, a lot of these hotels are just shut down because they can't even fill the hotels that are open. So the roads are fairly empty. So we have so much capacity, okay, in the U.S. that you've had all this money chasing a good home, a good investment home. So what happens is that the returns are small. So deflation with asset values, inflation at the grocery store, price of meat up, price of eggs up, price of copper up. So a lot of these things that we need.
You already said price of copper up. This has been brought to my attention. How come I don't talk about copper? Copper is a great investment. I have a lot of it. You could buy 100-ounce bars for like $5 or $6. Copper shoots up when people panic. If people really believe there's a civil war coming, copper is going to fly through the roof. Because a lot of people know how to make their own ammunition, and they'll buy the copper from you or barter for the copper for some really good deals.
Go up in price. A lot of these things that we own are going down in price. And you'll say, oh, well, the stock market's going up, but it's not really going up on a real basis. I know this is a lot for people, but that's why we wrote the book, is because we explain these things in a way that anyone can understand them.
I told you guys about this. The stock market going up is not real. It's artificial.
Because it's the war against your wealth and how to win it. Everybody, I mean, if you work, you have wealth. I mean, it's not billionaires that need this advice. It's thousandaires that need the advice.
All right, EB, let's get right down to it. You've accurately forecasted $2,000 for gold. What's the next level that we need to take out?
2,200.
Look at gold. It crosses our target of 1,900. Let me tell you right now what we think is going to happen. We feel very confident about this. We're going to cross 2,500 by the end of the year.
Woo!
I know that it seems...
Woo! 2,500? I'm gambling. I'm going to tell you to name that tune. Pimpy saying we're going to approach closer to 3,000 than 2,500. Market, August 6, 2020. I think we're going to be way closer to 3,000 than we are 2,500.
It's like a stretch because you're 2060 today or something, and it's happened very fast. There's probably going to be some sort of correction at some point. We don't know where.
This month.
So you trade this on leverage, you're making a big mistake because the leverage, if it's too much, is going to push you out of the trade. This is a secular bull market. This is a bull market in gold that you're probably never going to see in the course of your life again.
Did I not tell you there's an event that's happening right now that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? It will be the largest transformation of wealth transfer of wealth we have ever seen. We are all aboard now. Don't stop. Keep trying. Keep doing what you can. Jump all over those. I understand they're up much higher. Pay the premiums. Pay the dang premiums. Start stacking.
You know, at my age, I was too young to participate in 79.80. I was alive, but I was too young to qualify to have a futures trading account.
Understood. Yeah.
Yes. So look, this is a powerful moment in our business. It's not for trading. You want to take this ride and you want to be patient on this ride, take your hands off the wheel and let it go and let it do what it's going to do. You don't need to be trying to short the pullbacks. And I see this all the time.
You hear what he said? Invest and let go. Just hang back. That's what I've been preaching to you guys. Saying, look, stop. I get it. We watch the market, but stop. Because where we're trying to get to and where I think we're going to, it's not going to happen for a while. It's exciting to see what's going on. Yes, I know one of you, more than one of you, have told me, Pimpy, do you know how much money I've made? Because some of you guys have a very large amount of money. Hundreds of thousands that you guys pumped into gold and silver. And I'm very happy for you. And yes, I know that the more it goes up, how much money these people are telling me. They're sending me going, since you told me I made X amount of money. Since you told me I made X amount of money. I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit envious. I gotta lie. But you know what? I'm like, that's where I'm trying to get to these guys' levels, man. Seriously. So listen to what this guy's saying. Just grab and let go. Don't panic. No matter what you see on the market, do not panic. Just let it go. It's going to continue to go up. People go, Pimpy, you're going to tell us when it's time. I'm going to tell you when I get to a part where I'm like, yeah, that's a good enough ride. And then I'm going to let you know when I'm going to do something with my precious metals, when I'm going to exchange it, sell it, do whatever. I'll let you know. What you do with yours is up to you. But this horse right here, man, just think of it as the most vicious bull ride ever that you're on. Think rodeo. And you're holding on for dear life. We have to hold on the full 8 seconds. Just because you were able to ride this bull for 4 seconds does not make it a successful ride. So hang tight, put your arm back, lean back, let that bull kick, and ride that sucker.
Dollar royalty, where I've been on the board since early days. Stock was started out $1.20. It's $12 now. Okay, we're very positive about everything that's happening. As you know, I'm a big shareholder there. I bought a lot of stock. I cannot tell you the number of people that sold that stock around $7 and thought they were geniuses. and they missed a $5 rally. And they call me crying about it. I say, look, this is a secular trend. This is not for making 50 cents.
And I agree with this man saying. It is a good interview. There are some of you out there. Look, I told you guys about this. It's a thing called shaving. All right? If you pump $10,000 into silver and you're nervous about your investment because you don't think it's going to happen the way I'm telling you, I get that. That's fine. But when it doubles, then what you do is called shaving. Then sell 10 of your $20,000 worth of silver. Then you have your initial investment back in your pocket. And now you're playing with house money. In other words, you won't care because you didn't have that other $10,000. Let that bad boy ride. For those of you who are just speculators, some of you are nervous. Not me. I'm not. I'm riding this bull. I'm riding bodacious. Some of you guys who know anything about rodeo know what I'm talking about. The unrideable bull, bodacious. That's me. I'm on that sucker, man. I'm leaning back. I got my cowboy hat in my hand. I'm leaning, baby. I'm leaning. We're going to ride this bad boy out. So, my prediction, and I was right. These guys, come on, man. Look at, I can just see what's going on in the trends. I can tell you what's going on. There is going to be a correction come this month. I really do believe that. I'm just being honest with you that there is going to be some type of correction that happens this month. In other words, you're going to see the values fall back. Don't panic. I told you guys, I don't care how much they fall back. Do not panic. Look at this, silver up to 20. Oh my gosh. 20, I told you they're like a hyperactive kid on candy, man. Silver always outperforms gold. It does. Look at it. Like a crackhead, man. Running. But they do fall just as quick as they go up. So the point being, look it. Yeah, it actually was up to 30. Did it come down a little bit? I guess it came down just a little bit. So nonetheless, here's the thing. We're going to see correction. But I don't think once that correction happens, I don't think you're ever going to see silver in the teens again. You're not going to ever see gold 1,700 or less again. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. All right? These people are banking on the trends that they see now. I'm taking in consideration what I'm anticipating being an announcement in October. Something big is going to happen. I see Trump said he's going to sign an executive order making sure there's no payroll tax. I'm a little giddy about that. But the one that I want to hear Trump say is, I'm signing an executive order. There's no capital gains tax. That helps us with our gold, our silver, our Vietnam dong, and our Iraqi dinar. We will only have to pay state tax. Everybody run to Florida and Nevada as quickly as possible so that we don't have that. I do like you guys' messages. A lot of you have been PMing me. I'm very happy that a lot of you made a lot of money. I really am. But we're not done. This ride's not over. $9 when I told everybody in 2018. $1,200 when I told everybody at the end of 2018. I didn't have a Pimpy's investment chat. It was just me mouthing off in the Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes Facebook group. So that's it for now, you guys. I just wanted to share this with you. Look, man, we are on one hell of a ride. And trust me, I'm very happy that you guys are riding this ride with me. Like that guy said, only 1 in every 1,000 people are going to be in position for one of the biggest wealth transformations in our lifetime. Only 1 out of every 1,000. And when we get to the other side, man, I look forward to hearing how all of you guys jumped in when you could, some one way or another. I don't care. Find a damn way. One way or another. Sell your baseball cards. Sell your dang baseball. I got autographed baseballs in here. I got comic books. I got autographed jerseys, man. They are gone. Gone. I love them. I got a Mickey Mantle autographed jersey. I have a Sandy Koufax autographed jersey. Gone. Gone. And my heart is breaking, but no, I know the right thing to do is pump this money into gold and silver. That's how serious I am about it. In case you think I'm full of you know what, I'll take pictures of my jersey. I love them. I love them. And I got baseballs galore, man. So nonetheless, here's the thing. It's never too late. You people out there, give up coffee. Give up cigarettes. Stop drinking. Find something. Get a second job, even if it's part-time for a little while, just so you guys can rack up some kind of silver. Seriously, I know that sounds exhausting. I'm not asking you to do it for a long time. Work a second job. You know what I mean? 1 month, 2 months long. Take every money that you make from that second job and pump it into precious metals. Just do something so that when we come out the other end, I know that what I suggested to everybody would have had a major effect on you and your family's life in a very positive way. And that to me is the greatest reward. All right, you guys, if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later.